Hello and welcome to the Nerd Theorists. It has been a while since we've done any Warhammer Old World videos, but that's because it has been a while since there has been content for us. However, this week has been a good one. We have got a wonderful Empire faction reveal for the new year that has been revealed at the World Championships during their big preview. So we're going to take a quick look at that now, and then after that we've got a brand new Chaos Lord that we're going to take a look at as well. Oh, wonderful stuff. That's right, so it is everybody's favourite vanilla faction, and I say everybody's favourite vanilla faction because in a fantasy game with all of the choices to choose from, who chooses humans? I mean, I say who chooses humans. I chose Bretonnia, but I chose Bretonnia because it was that or painting skeletons. So who chooses humans when there are all of these wonderful different fantasy races to choose from? It just seems like a brute one, boring choice. But that said, lots of people do choose humans, and the Empire is the biggest choice you can have. So let's take a look at what is coming in the new year, because it's sure to excite a lot of you. So here we go. There's a lovely video. And I say lovely video, it's got dramatic orchestral music and some shots of miniatures, and we're going to see the miniatures anyway, so you watch the video in your own time. Watch this one instead. What can we expect then? So we're getting a battalion and an arcane journal. Now the joy of the battalion is that it comes with a steam tank. Just right there. Just, you know, in the box set. No messing about here. No sticking it out on the shelf extra expensive. No, you get one. You get 60 state troops and you get a steam tank. It's a good starting point. Sure to be the centerpiece of your army, and you can bet now that every Empire player who doesn't have a steam tank is going to have a steam tank very soon, because they do look ace, and I'm loving the wonderful paint job they've done on it. It looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, not a bad starting box. You get enough state troops to make 30 combat troops and 30 missile troops, which is plenty for a core, because you're not going to want much more than that. You're going to want very much to use the Empire's wide range of specialist troops to give yourselves the edge depending on what the situation is. But steam tank in the box set is great. You get the Arcane Journal, which is also awesome, and you get 2 armies for it. Now the Empire at this point is not one cohesive empire, it's a load of city-states. There are 3 emperors at this time, and this one is going to focus on Nuln and on the knightly orders of the Empire, which is good because the knightly orders, there's a lot of depth just to explore in there alone. But Nuln should be interesting. Not to mention that it is the city that gave the famous oil its name. It's more technological, so obviously steam tank in the box set makes a lot of sense, but it means we'll probably focus on an awful lot of cannon and things like that, some more engineer oriented stuff, so I'm really interested to see what that is when it comes out. But yeah, so amazingly, because they're only focusing on these 2 armies, they've still crammed this the Empire into a 48-page arcane journal. They're not making it bigger, although I feel for a faction as big and as varied as this, they probably could have, but maybe we'll get more a bit later on. Maybe they'll release another one down the line that gives you 2 new armies of infamy, which would be worth looking at as well. So what do we get? Plastic kits. Lots coming. Look at that. It's a very big griffin. I'm liking the paint jobs. That's a cracking red and black paint job on that griffin. So you get Commanders of the Empire set, which is a pair of mounted and on-foot commanders, joined by an engineer and captain. And then you've got the, as they call it, the perennially impressive griffin, which in fairness, I think it's just glorious. It's very impressive, although the chest armor is completely impractical, but we'll ignore that because it's a fantasy game, and if you are playing boring humans in a fantasy game, you might as well have impractical armor on your fantasy griffin. But it's great, it's looking good. Obviously they've got the state troops, which are coming in the box as well. What else do we have? We have got state missile troops. We have got state combat troops. We're going to have flagellants. Oh, I love flagellants. Empire nut jobs. Not running away, just going in. Absolute balmy. Great swords. Looks like that might be... You get 20 great swords in that box, which is alright. It's not bad. So we've got the missile troops, which seem to be a mixture of crossbow and riflemen. And then we've got archers as well as a second box. We have got the Free Company militia, which will be an interesting one because I imagine that'll have motley crew rules. I haven't actually checked the book. I really should at this point. But yeah, always a fun kind of unit to put together where you can mix and match the weapons. Then we have got the artillery pieces. We have got cannons. We have got mortars. We have got Hellblaster volley guns, and we have got a Hellstorm rocket battery. We have got as much artillery, if not more than the dwarves at this point in time. So there are absolutely loads of plastic kits coming back, which is going to be fantastic. We're also getting a lot of mounted, which is also good. So we're getting the knights. It's like Knights Panther. We are getting mounted pistoliers, and we're getting demigriff knights, which apparently are the most important thing you can take in your Empire army. What else are we getting? We are getting the Altar of Sigmar, which is just magnificent. Look at it. It's absolutely well impressive. Really good piece of kit that. You'd imagine really top heavy. Probably wants a wider base, to be fair, but not in metal anymore, so nothing to worry about. The steam tank, and again, just look at the wonderful paint job. It's great. It's a really good job. I'm very impressed with the steam tank. So there's a load of awesome stuff coming back together. What else have we got? We've got resin coming back. So we have got this command group, which is fantastic. I say command group. It is just very impressive. We do a bit of a flagellant, battle standard bearer, and a general. And then the remastered War Wagon. Now, the War Wagon has been one of those things that's had people very excited because everyone wants one. So this, very much like the Trebuchet for Bretonnia, has been remastered, resculpted, and done in Forge World resin, and is strictly made to order, which means you get it once and then it's not going to be available for a while. So everyone will be waiting months for their pre-orders of this, but I mean, it is awesome. It is just a big cart full of people with guns, and I absolutely love it. Oh, here we are, right at the bottom. The Empire of Man command set, which is this thing here, coming back in Forge World resin. So that is a Captain of the Empire with a battle standard, a General of the Empire, and a Frenzied Harbinger of Doom. Which is good. The War Wagon, by the way, I forgot to mention this, comes with this wonderful exclusive new engineer with Hochland long rifle. But again, only available on a made-to-order basis, so get in there quickly if you want it. Metal now, because this is Warhammer Fantasy, and what would it be without metal miniatures? So we've got all sorts of things. We have got... let's go through here. We've got... Oh my goodness, look at them. Just look at them all. We've got Grandmasters of the White Wolf. Was I see Knights Panther somewhere? Let me have a look here on the list. There we are. And Knights Panther and Blazing Sun. So that's for the Knightly Orders. I'm guessing Teutogen, which are in no way, shape or form ripping off the Teutonic Order, which could be those, but also... could be those, I guess. There's so many different ones. Oh, Imperial Ogres are back. Excellent. That looks like it's going to be a beast to put together. You have to pin that because it's metal. Look at that rifle that it's carrying. Some form of rifle. It's just a cannon strapped to a board. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so there's a lot of metal coming. I'm aware I've not explained it very well, but it's because they've put the pictures here and they've put half the text above and half below. Here we go at the top. Right, so we've got a gaggle of warrior priests. Hang on. Gaggle of warrior priests. Excellent. We've got a witch hunter. There we are. And I think we've got warrior priests of Ulrich as well, which I think it's fair to say will be these chaps. So, and there's a standard bearer right at the front with the Witch Hunter. There we are. So yeah, so we've got choices. Lots of metal choices coming back. And I genuinely love the metal stuff at the moment because it's not only is it nostalgia, but there's a real satisfying weight to using metal stuff. And you're painting it when you're moving it around the table. I mean, you have to varnish it because it does chip really easy, but it is worth it. But anyway, that's the Empire range. It will be coming over several release phases, and I imagine, because we're about 3 months out, it will be coming sometime January, February. But can't wait to see that, because when we've got the Empire out of the way, who I really don't care about, then we get the High Elves. Then I can start being happy, because I have a huge amount of gaps to fill in my High Elf force, and I'm going to have Christmas money left over, provided I can hold on for a couple of months. So fingers crossed, High Elves really quickly in the new year as well. Anyway, I mentioned Chaos. So right at the bottom here, and just the other day, we got Frydal, which is what you could do, I suppose, if you wanted a nice meal. Frydal the Chainmaker. And look at her. I mean, wow. It's a gorgeous miniature. It mixes the new sculpting style but with the old aesthetic. I'm really very impressed. I think it's fantastic. I think it almost makes me wish I hadn't sold all my Chaos Warriors last year. But no, I'm not going to buy any more Chaos. I'm going to stick with the pointy ears and the Bretonnians that I've already said shouldn't have because they're human, but hey, you know what I mean. You get what you can when you can. But she's fantastic, and it's nice to see them bringing out the odd new miniature here and there. Handy, good weapons. The Peerless Raider allow up to 1 unit of your Chaos Marauders and Marauder Horsemen in the same muster list as Frydal to have the Ambusher special rule for free, which is handy, and allows you, if Frydal is your general, you can apply a +1 or -1 modifier to the result when rolling to determine if she or any unit of Marauders, Marauder Horsemen, Marauder Tribe Huskarls, or Marauder Tribe Berserkers with the Ambusher special rule that are held in reserve. You can roll a +1 or -1 to that roll, depending on what you need to speed it up or slow it down, which is great. And then her weapon is Storm's Wrath, which is this awesome sort of flail Morning Star combo, which is really good. So on the first round of combat you get +2 strength. For all of combat you get AP -1, which is just handy, but you get D3 extra attacks and magical attacks, so just useful, just really good. Yeah, and it's nice to see these new miniatures coming in. It's nice to see, so they bridge a gap. They bridge a gap between the sheer lunacy of Age of Sigmar and the sort of more reserved hand sculpted style of the old world of Warhammer Fantasy, and I like that. I like that the Bretonnian Royal Pegasus is somewhere in between. I like that this miniature is. I like that the Bone Dragon was on the cusp of being something that looks unique to itself but has elements of both the old and the new. I think it's a clever way to go because it's allowing these people in the digital sculpting, which is a lot more, so it's a lot easier to put together something detailed. It's nice to see them doing it but looking backwards rather than looking forwards and saying, hey, what crazy thing have we done now, what can we adapt? They sort of looked at the history and then semi-updated it and put it on a square base, and I'm really impressed with a lot of that. So it's really good all around. So yeah, great. Warhammer the Old World news once again as we head into the new year. So I hope you all get what you want for Christmas. In the meantime, I know what I want for Christmas, which is a High Elf release. So hurry up, Empire, get out of my way. And until the next one, whatever we get on Warhammer Community, we'll see you soon. Take care.